What's up, guys? Just got back from a training trip in Brazil and want to talk about how to not get your hand cut off doing CQB by a machete. So, little backstory. In our CQB course, we're talking about the proper utilization of the angles, minimizing exposure, and where to place ourselves in the room, or where we should need to place ourselves in the threshold to give us the best tactical advantage. One of the officers who was in attendance at the training rose his hand and he said, "Hey, what you're teaching is really good, right?" And the reason being is that we had an officer who did this wrong. I'm going to show you what happened, and he had his hand clean cut off with the gun in it, coming around a bad corner. So, an example, as the officer came around, come on in with me. Right? So what you'll see a lot of times is we're looking to the center of the area that we're clearing versus watching the edge of the threshold. So I'm going to come around this corner real quick. You can back up real quick. I'm going to come around this corner in the way that the officer did it, which is very common for people to do if they don't understand what they're trying to accomplish. They're looking at the center of the frame, like looking at the middle of a picture, instead of looking at the edge of the picture frame. So the officer comes walking in and he's looking around like this, and as he comes in, right, boom. I don't see the bad guy yet, but the bad guy can see the side of my gun and can see my arm. I never want to pass a threshold or the corner, right, and have the side of the gun facing into the uncleared angle. Does that make sense? I want the tip of the barrel and my head behind it looking into this. Now, could this still get struck? Yes, but at least I'm seeing what's happening versus this is blind. I can't see the camera, I can't see the bad guy, but he has my arm. So this would be a more appropriate way of doing it. As I'm coming around this corner, instead of looking to the center, I'm watching the edge of the threshold of the corner that I'm pivoting around. So as I'm coming in, it's like this. And the first thing I see, whoa, I can come back, I can dip in, I can shoot, right? At least now I'm seeing the line of attack from the bad guy, and I'm looking in at the same angle that I'm pivoting around, right? So this would be the same thing if we were working with a rifle, right? Same context. And I'm doing this on the bad side, my weak side, so my left hand is on the inside. This is more easy and more appropriate to do as a righty coming this way, right? Versus doing it lefty. So this is what a lot of times we see happening is we're looking to the center coming into the space, right? And boom, I'm getting struck because I can't see from here. You can see the barrel, but I can't see you. Right? Granted, if you strike the gun, right, I don't know if that's with a machete is going to do anything to the rifle necessarily, but you know I'm coming before I know you're there, right? So you're tipped off. If you had a gun, then you're waiting, finger on the trigger. As soon as my head comes around the corner, he's ready to shoot, versus us both being surprised together, like, oh, we're both right here, right? He's like, oh, here he comes, and he's waiting for me with that ambush. So again, a more appropriate way to do this is instead of looking center, I'm watching the edge of that threshold and I'm pivoting around. So whoop, we're here at the same time, bang, drive in, whatever the option is, whatever we decide to do there. The main thing we're driving home here is that when we're taking these angles, we're not looking to the center, we're looking off the edge. And I should see the bad guy at the same exact time as he sees me, because my line is looking at this angle, my line is not looking center as I come into the space. So hopefully that helps, and that avoids you telegraphing your movement in these confined spaces as you clear your home for officers doing warrants or active shooter response. If we want to keep the proper angles, again, we're pivoting on the inside edge. We're not looking center. They should never see the side of the weapon. They should see the end of the weapon with your head directly behind it, looking down the sights. Cool? All right. See you next week for the next one.